So the General Synod of the Church of England is sort of the governing body of the Church of England, and there are 3 houses within it, and there is the House of Bishops, there is the House of Clergy, and then there is the House of Laity. And we all, and there are 42 or so dioceses in the Church of England, and they each send representatives. I am in the Diocese of Bath and Wells, which any Englishman will know is the funniest of all dioceses. And also, only 2 of the houses are elected. So the House of Bishops is not elected but appointed, because bishops are appointed and not elected.
Right.
And
who are they appointed by?
Bishops are appointed, well, of course they're appointed by the Prime Minister, aren't they? Why wouldn't they be appointed by a secular?
That's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's an excellent Yes Prime Minister episode, which I thoroughly recommend watching, called Bishop's Gambit, which is one of my favourites.
Where they're trying to find a Christian archbishop, is
yes,
that right?
Yeah, something like that. As with any constitution, these things are designed to have power, but also to check power as well.
Yes.
So, therefore, everyone ends up getting furious and compromised, and nothing really changes as fast as anyone would like. But that's also because we're trying to stop changes that other people would like, and therefore it is a profoundly frustrating experience. When it came down to it, I thought, is this something that I could or should do? And I'd been doing a bit of reading about Cranmer at the time, and I thought, well, given that Cranmer was forced to watch 2 of his friends be burned alive, and was then himself burned, and they did all that for the Church of England, I can probably turn up to some meetings. That doesn't seem too onerous, really, does it?
Well, I mean, if you say you write situation comedies, I would have thought Church of England would be all over that. I mean, that's
yes, you would think so. And I get asked quite a lot whether I should write a sitcom about synod, but the problem is a sitcom has to be both comprehensible, which synod is not, and contain believable characters, which the synod does not. So,
500 years on, it seems as if, there are still obviously considerable portions of the Church of England, such as the High Church, areas of England, Church of England, which have things that the reformers were really not very keen on, such as vestments. That's still very much a part of it. And so...
Yeah, although vestments have subsequently been downgraded at the last synod, in fact.
Oh, very good.
And so there was a new changing of the canon so that clergy could wear vestments that they deemed to be appropriate for the situation. So not so much to do with the personal preference of the clergy, but actually the appropriateness to the situation. So,
I see. Is it ever appropriate for a man to wear a dress?
Well, that is a very good point. Or wear a stupid hat that looks like it's got a flame on it to represent the Holy Spirit, which is how the bishops defend their absurd mitres.
Is that right? That's the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so therefore they can sort of zap you with the Holy Spirit. I don't know how the Holy Spirit feels about being zapped.
No, but I think he was very keen on it when Benny Hinn tried it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes,
he was not keen.
Cooper and Carey have words.
The first martyrs were Catholic, but yes, you have these situations where there are 1 or 2 occasions that I've read about so far where you have Roman Catholics and Protestants actually burned back to back. As if to demonstrate, actually, the monarch decides what's what here, and I'm not going to make anybody feel too comfortable about what side they're on. Just be loyal to me,
Unfortunately, it brings to mind an expression that the Archbishop Justin is keen to use, which is the term radical inclusion, to burn a Protestant and a Catholic at the same time is really pushing that.
Very diverse
yes,
burning.
That's right. Yeah, we are an equal opportunities burning organisation.
Burner of people. That's just terrifying.
I mean, that's the downside of synod also, is it feels like we're in some very low-budget ecclesiastical version of West Wing, where we're sort of trying to manage votes and motions and debates, and somehow then the fate of the nation is in our hands, which of course it isn't really. And we sort of people occasionally stand up and say, the world is watching and they want to know what the Church of England thinks about X, and you think the world really doesn't care what the Church of England thinks about virtually anything.
Cooper and Carey have words.
There's this thing called the National Assembly of Evangelicals in October 1966, and John Stott and Lloyd Jones have this legendary face off, smackdown.
Rap battle.
Yeah, it's pretty full on. And his argument was it's much more likely that conservatives will become more liberal than that liberals become more conservative. Second law of thermodynamics and all that, things fall apart rather than falling together.
Yes, I'm not sure that's a theological principle, but it seems about right.
Mate, it's science, okay? It's science.
Okay, it's fact.
Yeah,
okay.
fact.
Yeah.
End of.
Yeah.
So Lloyd Jones anyway argued that remaining in the Church of England rather than leaving the Church of England, or Czechsit, as he probably would not have called it, he was arguing that remaining wouldn't actually achieve Stott's desired end of making the Church of England more conservative, that it would actually make the Conservatives more liberal over time.
Once somebody sets something up, they kind of control it, and then they die, and then everyone argues about what they would have wanted. The Church of England doesn't have that.
Well, if only we could found a church on someone who is eternal. If only there was some way of doing it.
And had left a book of instructions behind.
Exactly.
Yeah. God, I'd love that.
It would be a good system, wouldn't it?
Cooper and Carrie have words.